hurting?
My leg's a little banged up for sure. You know, I was pretty sure that I had tackled the leg kick problem after the Hector Lombard fight, but clearly me and Mark need to sit down and figure that problem out a little bit. I knew he was going to throw hard leg kicks, but I thought that I'd be able to counter those with a hard right hand. And to be honest with you, even when I was checking him, he was kicking me out of my stance, so I wasn't able to. But it's just another thing we got to fix, you know.
I mean, interesting. Media day when we spoke, you said you were going to demolish him. It's not even going to be close. But I was reading some of the other interviews you did earlier in the week, and you kind of pretty much called it to a T. You're like, you know, if he doesn't finish me in the first round, he's going to slow down. In the third round, I'll get him, like something like that. Is that how you really saw the fight going more?
I think I did a little bit of both, to be honest with you. I mean, even when I was on my back turtle, like, he never had me in any trouble. You know what I mean? I was fighting the wrist control. He never had me rocked on my feet. He didn't drop me. I'll give him that one takedown he got. You know what I mean? But, you know, this devastating, you know, world-class, most feared striker in the division, I don't know what you guys seen, but I seen him shooting takedowns. You know what I mean? So I feel like I shut him out everywhere. But at the same time, I made it ugly like I had to. You know, I knew that the first round was going to be ugly. We had to clinch. I had to just make it ugly. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, a dude that is that strong and that powerful, and a guy that just throws so recklessly a little bit, you kind of just got to make those ugly. You got to clinch him. You got to hit him with the body. You got to circle. You got to move. You got to make that man work. And I think that's what I did.
Do you feel you've silenced the critics now, or does it even matter at this point?
Shit, I don't even care, man. Honestly, you know, I would say that the top three criticisms I get are people talking about, you know, that I don't have a chin, which I think I silenced that. I think I took a couple clean Volkan Oezdemir shots that a lot of guys in the division didn't take. You know what I mean? I think that I was able to do that. I think that another one is that I wasn't able to hang with the guys at the top of the division. I think I just proved that. And people say I don't have a ground game, and I think I just silenced that. So, I mean, no matter what, people are going to talk. It's just how it is at this point. But, man, I think I did a pretty goddamn good job of solidifying myself a title shot, so they can say whatever they want.
And obviously, you called for it after the fight. If it's not forthcoming immediately, I mean, do you want to sit? Would you take another fight in the interim?
I don't know right now, man. I've been, now here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and get this out here now. I've said that I'll fight anyone, anytime, any place, but I also said that I need a break. My hand's pretty banged up. We're definitely going to need an x-ray. My leg's pretty banged up. So I don't want any of these idiot 205ers that are ranked in the division like you're, nothing against Dominic Reyes, but I can see it now. As soon as I get home on Monday, they're going to be calling for a fight, and I already said that I needed a break, and they're going to use this as an opportunity to say that I'm turning fights down. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm taking a fucking break. Like, I need a goddamn break.
Did you come into the fight with any injuries, or is just all stuff that happened during?
No, this is my fourth fight this year. It's my third in 5 months. You know, I got 3 young daughters, man, that I promised that I was going to spend the entire summer with, and I ended up fighting twice. You know what I mean? I need a break. I need time with my family. You know, I need to be a dad, and I haven't been able to do that for a while, consistently. You know what I mean? It's not fun being a dad on the weekends. You know what I mean? So I need to spend some quality time with my family, and I need to be able to check back in. Because fighting is a big part of my life, but there's other things that I do, and being a father's part of that, and being a family man is part of that, and I haven't been able to do that to the best of my abilities.
When you finished the fight, you stayed on the ground for a while, you kind of, you know, rolled over on your side a little bit. What was going through your mind all at that point when you were down on the ground? Just the
man, I was just overwhelmed. You know, to be 100% honest with you, I'm just really happy for my jiu-jitsu coach. People have been talking so much shit about my ground game forever, and we just worked so hard. I've been with the same jiu-jitsu coach for 10 years, you know, and I haven't had a submission win in the UFC yet, and I know that it drives him just as crazy as it drives me that people talk about my jiu-jitsu game. And I'm just really happy that we were finally able to get one. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of tired. You know, we were kind of slugging it out and banging a little bit. You know, I think I was able to let that brawler out of me a little bit more than Mark Montoya probably would have liked. And, you know, I think I got the better of a lot of those exchanges, but, you know, I was just tired, and I left everything I had in that rear naked choke. He wasn't getting out of that.
John Jones was tweeting during the fight tonight, someone asked him what he thought of your performance, and he just said it was okay. That was the end of it. What do you make of that?
I mean, if he ain't worried about what's he watching for, you know what I mean? John Jones will worry about Alexander Gustafsson first. I think that performance is exactly the one that John Jones would hate to see. You're not just going to get me out of there with a little bit of flash and some hard punches. It ain't going to happen. But if I was John Jones, I'd probably be more worried about Alexander Gustafsson than Anthony Smith right now.
Do you think he wins that fight against Gustafsson?
Not if he's more focused on what me and Volkan Oezdemir are doing. That's for damn sure. The best John Jones has to show up to win that fight. You know, I'd imagine with all the time off that John is going to train his ass off. You know, he claims that he didn't train at all for the first one. So if the real John Jones shows up, I'd imagine he gets it done. I hope he does, because that's who I want. You know, that's no disrespect to Gustafsson. I want to be the man to take out John Jones. He's got to get through Gus first.
Yesterday you weighed in fully clothed. You didn't seem stressed at all.
No.
In great shape. Was it just because you didn't cut as much as before, as usual, or were you just?
I cut 0 weight.
Okay.
0 weight. I woke up. Jim Walter came in, told me we needed to get up and check my weight, and for whatever reason I was up at like 4:30 in the morning. So I just happened to be like, oh, I'm gonna go check my weight. So I ran downstairs at 4:30, checked it, and I was 206, like at 4:30 in the morning. So I just, I drank a bottle of water, laid down, and then I woke up and ran down there, and I slipped my shoes off and stepped on the scale, and it said 206. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't have to undress. So I was fully fed. I walked around about 215 during camp. The week of the fight, we switch up some stuff. We take out all the sodium. But I don't miss any meals. I'm eating three large meals a day all fight week, 2 snacks, 2 gallons of water. We just switch up some of the portions and stuff. And
do you think, because Volkan yesterday looked a little smaller than tonight, much smaller, do you think that it was a factor tonight? Because you had the durability to finish him on the ground.
I think that's definitely one of my.
He was tired.
Yeah, he was tired. But I think that the way that I fought him had a lot to do with that. Which was my whole goal, is just, I don't fight with the same type of pressure that like DC fights with. My pressure that I fight with is more mental. I just don't go away, and I'm always giving you something to deal with. So I think that had a little bit to do with it, but I fully expected him to be tired in the 3rd round.
What do you see the timeline being here? Because obviously Jones and Gus fighting in December, and then DC is lingering. If Jones wins, maybe they do that 3rd fight before DC retires or something. So how does this how do you factor into this? Is your hope that Jones wins, DC fights Brock, retires, and then just you're the next guy?
Yeah, that would be the perfect idea for me. Hopefully, DC wins. I like Derek Lewis. I don't really care what happens in that fight, to be honest with you. If DC wins, it would be cool to see him fight Stipe, or fight Brock, or whatever the hell he's going to do. And then maybe me and whoever wins John Jones and Gustafsson in July. The International Fight Week in Vegas would be cool.
And just last thing for me, can you describe, to someone who's not a fighter or anything, what those leg kicks feel like, especially after the fight? Because I don't think I've ever seen anyone sit on the side of the octagon for as long as you were after the fact, and then had to be helped out and stuff. What's the pain like there after the adrenaline goes away and everything?
If you could imagine what it would feel like if Barry Bonds swung a baseball bat at your thigh like 9 or 10 times, it's probably pretty close to that. As I'm moving a little bit now, I'm trying to get the blood flowing. It's starting to feel a little bit better, but man, I'm going to be a hurting unit tomorrow trying to fit my big ass on a plane. So it's terrible, man. It really is. And honestly, me and Mark, we need to spend a couple weeks just working on our leg kicks and stuff, and just get better at defending them.
You've been up here a couple times now. What's it been like fighting in front of the Canadian fans?
Man, did you guys hear the crowd? They were going crazy. And then Volkan came out and they were booing. It's almost like I almost felt like I was Canadian, man. It was awesome. I don't know if I'd get that kind of ovation in Nebraska. That was wild. I said at the beginning of the week, I didn't realize I had so many fans in Canada. And man, when my music played and Return of the Mac came on, man, they were just wild. There's people dancing in the crowd, and it was amazing. The whole week has been awesome, man. I couldn't go anywhere without anybody, hollering and screaming, "Go Lionheart!" or it was amazing. It was amazing, and I really look forward to fighting Canada again.
Yeah, for my money, Return of the Mac is one of the best walkouts in the game right now. How did you, decide on that one?
Honestly, 2 fights ago, Heidi is the one who always asks you what your walkout song is going to be. And for like a couple days when I was headed to practice, for whatever reason, I just was playing Return of the Mac. And I was just jamming, and I would start my pad rounds with my boxing coach, Danny Molina, and I'd be like, man, put Return of the Mac on. For whatever reason, I was just jamming it. And kind of in that little jamming it phase, Heidi asked me what my walkout song was going to be, and I was like, Turn of the Mac for sure. And then I came out to it in Germany, and the fans went crazy. And I think we're just going to stick with that for now.
It's doing well.
It is.